Welcome to Cheat Sheet Tales, where secrets slip, lies unravel, and the truth always has a twist. Real stories, raw confessions, shocking betrayals. Drop a comment if you've ever caught a red flag too late. Now, let's get into today's tale. In the dead of night, my boyfriend heard me talking in my sleep, confessing to everything. He watched me as I slept, his hands clenched into fists. "You're nothing but a stranger to me now," he said when I woke, his words bitter. He left without another word, but before he did, he promised I'd see just how deep the consequences could go. My name's Eliza. I lived, in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'm 29 now. I was with Jonah for 4 years. We met through a friend at a party in Chibouan. At the time, I wasn't looking for anything serious, but he was sweet, and he made me feel like I mattered, like I was safe, and for a while, that was enough. We moved into a small 2-bedroom apartment off 60th Street. He worked nights at the shipping yard. I worked front desk at a dental office near Lake Michigan. We were just boring, regular people. Grocery lists, Netflix marathons, pizza on Friday nights. It was comfortable. Maybe too comfortable. The truth is, things got quiet between us. Not angry or cold, just dull. Jonah wasn't a talker. He'd come home tired, wash up, crash on the couch, and that was it. No big fights. No romance either. Just silence. And somewhere in that silence, I started drifting. Enter Tyrell. He came into the office last spring. HVAC guy from Rhine. Our building's AC had died during a heat wave, and he showed up covered in sweat and grease. I didn't think much of it at first, but he joked around with the staff, called me sunshine when he walked past, told me I had resting angel face, whatever that means. Stupid. I should have ignored it. I didn't. We started talking more. It was harmless, I told myself. Then we exchanged numbers. That wasn't harmless. First it was all jokes, memes, quick texts. Then he started asking personal questions. "Are you happy? Do you and your boyfriend still sleep together? Do you ever think about what you're missing? The worst part?" I answered. And once I started answering, I couldn't stop. Tyrell was wild. He didn't care what anyone thought. He'd send selfies from job sites, shirtless, sweaty, told me how bad he wanted me. I pretended to be shocked. I wasn't. I liked it. I craved it. The first time I met up with him outside of work, I told Jonah I was having drinks with coworkers. I wasn't. I was in the back seat of Tyrell's truck, behind a strip mall, sweating through my dress, moaning into his neck. My wedding ring finger still bare but burning with guilt. That first time destroyed me. I got home to find Jonah asleep on the couch. The TV still on, a bottle of water sitting on the table for me. I cried in the shower, for half an hour, told myself it would never happen again. It happened again. Days later. For 8 months I lived a double life, good girlfriend at home, behind closed doors. Tyrell didn't ask for more. He liked the arrangement. He even joked, once, "You'll never leave him. Girls like you don't leave comfort." He was right. I never planned to leave Jonah. I just wanted both. I lied to myself so well, I actually believed it wasn't that bad. I cooked dinner. I smiled at Jonah's mom when she came over. I held his hand in public. Then I'd sneak off, during lunch breaks or pretend to be too tired for sex, while I was still sore from what Tyrell and I had done earlier that day. I was 2 different people, and neither of them were good. Then came the night it all crashed down. We were at Jonah's cousin's wedding in Green Bay, one of those long Midwest Catholic weddings that drains your soul. Jonah was in a button-down that made him look like a dad from a car commercial. I remember thinking that. I remember feeling ashamed that I was bored by him. I kept checking my phone under the table. Tyrell had sent a picture of his new dog, with sunglasses on, and the caption, "Bet he gets more than me." I laughed out loud. Jonah asked what was funny. I lied. Just Kelsey from work. He smiled that stupid, trusting smile that made me want to crawl out of my own skin. The drive home was quiet. I passed out in the passenger seat. The next thing I remember is waking up in our bed sometime past 3 a.m. The lamp was on. Jonah was sitting upright, his arms crossed, his jaw set tight. Said his name. He didn't look at me at first, just stared at the wall, like he was trying to hold back from breaking something. When he finally looked at me, I knew. "You said his name in your sleep," he said. Calm. Too calm. "You were begging him not to." "Stop." I felt the blood drain from my face. I didn't even try to lie. I couldn't. "I thought I was dreaming at first," he said. "But then you said it again. He can't know, Tyrell. He can't know. I love him too much." He laughed, this bitter, broken laugh, and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. "You've been king someone else. For how long?" I tried to speak. Nothing came out. "How long, Eliza?" he shouted, slamming his hand on the nightstand so hard the lamp flickered. 8 months, I whispered. He stood up, walked to the closet, grabbed a pair of jeans and started dressing. "Jonah, wait. Please don't leave like this. Just talk to me." "I don't know who you are," he said, cutting me off. "I don't even want to." He walked to the door, stopped, looked at me one last time. "I hope you're ready to see what it feels like to lose everything, because that's what's coming." And then he left. I didn't know it then, but that was just the beginning. After Jonah left that night, I sat on the bed for hours. The sheets still smelled like him. My phone buzzed once. It was Tyrell. "You up?" I stared at the screen and felt sick. For the first time, I didn't answer. I just let the message sit there. I wasn't scared of Tyrell. I was scared of what I had become with him. By sunrise, Jonah still hadn't come home. I called him 3 times, straight to voicemail. I texted him. Nothing. Then it hit me. He might go to his parents' place. I called his sister Marin. She didn't answer either, but a few minutes later she texted back. "He's safe. Don't contact him again." That broke me more than I thought it would. Jonah must have told her. Maybe not everything, but enough. Enough for her to hate me too. By noon, I was sitting on the couch, still in my pajamas, shaking. My heart kept racing. I thought I'd puke. I was scared to leave the apartment in case Jonah came back, but he didn't. Not that day. Not the next. On the 3rd day, something happened. I got a text from one of the office assistants at work. She asked if everything was okay. I said I had the flu. She told me that a man had shown up at the front desk, asking to speak to my boss. Said his name was Jonah. My heart stopped. I called my manager right away. He picked up on the first ring. "Yeah, so Eliza, listen, we need to talk." Turns out, Jonah went to my workplace, brought screenshots, photos, names, dates, every lie I had ever told to sneak away with Tyrell. He had it all printed out in a folder. Gave it to my boss and said, "Just wanted you to know what kind of person's working your front desk." I felt cold all over. I thought he just left me. I didn't think he'd do this. But it got worse. The next day, my boss asked me to come in for a conversation. He didn't fire me, not yet, but he said I'd broken the company's code of ethics by lying about work hours, abusing leave time, and bringing outside chaos into the workplace. HR was reviewing my behavior. That's how they put it. By Friday, I was suspended. 2 weeks. No pay. That night, I finally answered Tyrell. Me. Jonah found out everything. He went to my job. Tyrell. Damn, you okay? Me. No. He blew up my whole life. Tyrell. Guess the secret's out then. Me. What does that mean? Tyrell. Just saying, This was always going to come crashing down. We knew that. Me. Do you even care? Terrell, don't act like I forced you to do anything. You were always the one calling me. Wow. Terrell, look, I don't want drama. I'm done with this. Don't message me again. And just like that, he was gone too. No apology, no comfort, no backup. I was alone. Jonah had cut me out. My job was on the line. Tyrell dumped me like I was nothing. And then came the worst part. My parents found out. Belle did. But my mom called me screaming. I hadn't spoken to her in almost 6 months. She told me I was disgusting. Said Dad cried when he heard. Cried they didn't raise me this way. They always told me, if you make a promise, keep it. And now to them, I was a liar and a cheater. A stain on the family. I tried to call Jonah just once more. I left a voicemail. Jonah, please, I'm sorry. I know I don't deserve you or your forgiveness. But I need you to know. I never stopped loving you. I got lost. He never called back. Instead, 3 days later, I got served with a notice. His name was on our lease, and he'd already spoken to the landlord. He was removing himself and wanted me out by the end of the month. I couldn't believe it. The home we built together, gone. Just like that. But then came the twist I never saw coming. Late one night, I checked my email. There was a message from an account I didn't recognize. No subject, no body, just a link to a video. It was me and Tyrell, in his truck. One of the times we'd been together. I'd had no idea he recorded it. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped my phone. The worst part? The video was posted to a burner YouTube channel, public. No names, but enough detail that if anyone from work saw it, or Jonah's family, it wouldn't take much to connect the dots. I couldn't breathe. I emailed the account back. No reply. Then I did the unthinkable. I called Tyrell, straight to voicemail. Then, the next day, the video was gone. The account was deleted. Just disappeared. But the damage was already done. I didn't know who had seen it, who might have saved it, who might be waiting to use it later. I was losing control of everything, and I hadn't even hit bottom yet. After that video surfaced, even though it disappeared fast, something in me cracked. I stopped sleeping. Every time I shut my eyes, I pictured Jonah's face. The moment he stood by the door, looked at me like I was a stranger, and promised I'd lose everything. I didn't know who posted the video. I didn't know if Jonah had anything to do with it. He never struck me as someone who'd go that far. But I also didn't know him anymore, just like he didn't know me. A few days later, I ran into Marin at the Walgreens near 75th Street. She saw me and froze. I tried to speak, just to say hi. But she walked right past me. Didn't even look my way. That hurt more than I expected. I'd been in her wedding. I held her newborn last fall. Now I was just the girl who ruined her brother's life. My paycheck didn't come that week. HR confirmed my suspension would stretch longer, while they decided whether to let me go. I checked my bank account. Under $200. Rent was due in 2 weeks. Jonah's name was already off the lease, and I knew the landlord wouldn't be kind about delays. Then the call started. Blocked numbers. I didn't answer the first few. Figured it was debt collectors. Or spam. But one night, I picked up. The voice on the other end made my stomach twist. You ruin lives for fun? Or just his? I didn't respond. Bet you think this all just happened by accident, don't you? That you can spread your legs for months, break a man in half, and just go on with your life like nothing happened. Click. I hung up, sat frozen on the couch. My hand shaking so bad I couldn't even set the phone down. That wasn't Tyrell. That wasn't Jonah. It was someone else. Maybe one of Jonah's friends. Maybe someone from his work. But how many people knew now? And how much more? Was coming, I tried to log into Facebook. My account was gone. Deleted. Not by me. My email was flooded with password reset attempts. Everything. Twitter, Instagram, even online banking. Then I remembered something. Months ago, I'd logged into some of those apps on Jonah's tablet. It had my password saved. If he was angry enough and hurt enough, he had everything he needed. I got new passwords, locked everything down, but it was too late. The damage had already spread. That weekend, I found out what rock bottom really looks like. I was walking back from the grocery store. I don't have a car anymore. Jonah took it. It was in his name. I had 2 bags in each hand and was almost to my building when I saw something on the main door. It was a flyer, a printout. Someone had taped it right at eye level. At first, I didn't even realize what I was looking at. It was a picture of me, taken from social media, next to a quote bubble. I cheated on my boyfriend for 8 months. I lied. I stole time. And I laughed about it. Below that, beware of Eliza. She destroys lives. Someone had printed 10 more, taped them to telephone poles up and down the street, right by the mailbox, the gas station, the bus stop. I ripped down what I could. But I was shaking so bad, I nearly collapsed on the sidewalk. I called the police, filed a report. They said unless I had proof of who did it, there wasn't much they could do. I was humiliated, exposed, trapped. And the final twist? I got a letter in the mail from a lawyer. Jonah was suing me for emotional damages. He was claiming lost wages from missed work due to mental distress, emotional abuse, defamation of character in the workplace. Even listed the video link as part of his evidence, with a line saying, "She endangered my privacy and dignity through reckless actions." I sat at my kitchen table for hours, staring at it. My hands numb, my mind blank. It was official now. This wasn't just a breakup. This was war. And I had no one on my side. Tyrell ghosted me completely. His number was disconnected. His shop didn't answer. His Instagram was wiped clean. Jonah had turned me into the villain of his story. And he wasn't wrong. But he wasn't just walking away. He was making sure I'd feel it for the rest of my life. I didn't fight the lawsuit. I didn't have the money. And deep down, I knew Jonah was right. I had caused him real damage. Emotional, mental, financial. I'd made decisions that destroyed his peace. If anything, I was lucky he didn't go further. His lawyer offered a settlement deal. Pay a reduced amount. Write a written admission of guilt. Agree to a no-contact order. I signed it. I sent the letter. I haven't heard from him since. By the end of that month, I was forced to leave the apartment. I moved into a short-term room rental in a rundown house on 18th Avenue. It smells like mildew and old carpet. The woman who rents it to me is polite but distant. I think she Googled me after I moved in. People talk in this town. Word spreads fast here. I can't go anywhere without feeling like someone's watching. One day I went to Aldi, and a woman stared at me while whispering to the cashier. I saw one of the flyers still taped near a bus stop weeks later. Faded, torn, but still there. My job never called me back. HR sent a short email. Position has been terminated. Thank you for your service. I didn't even bother replying. What could I say? I started delivering groceries for a third-party app. It's humiliating, but it keeps the lights on. I avoid neighborhoods where Jonah's friends might live. I avoid everywhere, really. My parents stopped answering my calls. I tried reaching out one last time. I left a voicemail on my dad's phone. Dad, I know I let you down. I know Mom doesn't want to hear my voice again. But please, just tell her I'm sorry. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just need you to know. I think about what I did every single day, and I hate myself for it. No one called back. Then one night, about 2 months after Jonah left, I saw him. It was by accident. I was dropping off groceries at a townhouse off 39th Street. He stepped out of his truck with a woman next to him. Tall, dark hair, smiling. She was holding his hand. He didn't see me. I didn't move. I just watched him laugh at something she said. The way he used to laugh with me. Free, warm, safe. She touched his arm. He leaned in and kissed her. It wasn't a show. It was natural. Real. That was the moment it hit me. He was okay. He healed. He rebuilt. And I wasn't part of it. Got back into my car and sobbed for 10 minutes. The kind of sobbing that leaves your chest empty. Not because I wanted him back. I knew that was gone forever. But because I knew I would never be someone he could trust again. Never be someone his family would speak to again. Never be someone worth defending. I lost my future. I lost my name. I lost myself. Now I live quietly. I work. I go home. I stay offline. I deleted all my socials. I haven't seen or spoken to Terrell again. I still don't know if he's the one who filmed us, or if someone else leaked it. I don't care anymore. What I do care about is the weight I carry every day. Not just guilt, shame, deep shame. It's in every room I walk into. Every time I hear someone laugh and I wonder if it's about me. Every time I pass by a couple holding hands and remember what I threw away for something that wasn't even real. Some mornings I wake up and for a second I forget. Then it hits me all over again. And at night, sometimes I still talk in my sleep. But there's nothing to confess anymore. Everyone already knows.